Hey guys, and welcome to Beyond the Physical Radio. I haven't been on air in quite some time for Beyond the Physical. And for you guys who are not familiar with what Beyond the Physical is, Vibe Radio Network is actually a podcasting host for a slew of different shows. Me and Ryan C. Jones actually got together and created this little animal. And I kind of had to take a break from it and my podcast for over a year now. And I feel like I kind of got my shit together. So I want to dabble back into it. And because it's what I love to do. I love to reach out to people. I love to talk to people. And my show's actually going to be on Wednesday nights. But I had free time this evening, and I wanted to just go live doing Q&As with you guys and talk to you guys and update you on what's going on with me and what's going to be going on because my life's crazy. But I'm actually going to I'm going to pop over and talk to you guys because I know you're over on YouTube, so bear with me just a second. I'm going to pop. There we go. I'm talking to myself. All right, so I hope you guys are having a wonderful night. I don't have a guest, of course, because this is just me just really honestly letting loose and talking about things that's been going on in my life and things that are to come. And but I plan on having some great guests come on. The thing with podcasting is it got a little old for me, and I'm going to be leaning more into doing video podcasting. So you'll see me doing the video interviews a lot more. I feel better with that, I guess, because people actually can see you and they can interact with you. And so it makes it a lot more personable to me. And, you can always change it up. After years of doing podcasting, and anybody out there who does this knows sometimes it gets old. And it's the same old, same old, same. And I don't want that. And I'm not going to have that. It's actually going to be a mix-up of a whole different array of things. Bear with me just a second, guys. I'm going to pop over, and I'm actually going to sign into my social media so I can let everybody know I'm here. And if I see it, I've got one viewer. So hello, you. Welcome. Don't know who you are, but you should come over on YouTube so you can chat with me. I love doing this. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot that has been going on in my life over the past year, and it's crazy. But I just feel like I've just now got my grounding, I guess you could say, on situations in my life. And I forgot my password to Facebook. Don't you hate when that happens? I'm used to logging in with my phone all the time, so it's already in there. All right, so if there's anybody in chat that wants to say hi to me, come on over. I'm actually going to try to drag some of you guys out off of Facebook so you can talk to me. If y'all see a mess behind me, this is my kids' room. This is their gaming computer. This is where everything is. So, yeah, this is where I'll be doing my shows at. And sometimes you might just get a surprise, They might be underwear hanging behind me, or who knows. I got to tell you guys some awesome things that's been happening. So for the ones that know me and come in and they talk to me all the time, they know my life because I go live all the time on Facebook, and it's usually with the Southern Gypsies, and we have a really good time with that. And the Southern Gypsies was formed. Actually, that's something new that's in my life. We actually formed that at the beginning of this year. And it consists of myself, Misty and Ashley Connor, the Connor sisters, Rhonda Caudell, the owner of the Nickerson Sneed House, and Kelly Baker. So we're excited. Oh, Nikita's in there too, and she does psychometry. Rhonda does the tea leaf readings, and of course, I'm an intuitive healer. We're all psychic mediums, and we have been quite busy ladies lately and traveling a lot, and we have a lot more traveling to do. and I want to apologize for my appearance. I had a major eye makeup ordeal this morning when I woke up. My eyes were swollen, so one of my eyes are like all messed up. Look, who cares? You know, it's just beyond the physical, right? But I definitely wanted to mention the Southern Gypsies because that is a huge part of my life. In the paranormal, metaphysical, and that's where you see me all the time. We're traveling, and it's great. I love it, and it's a sisterhood, and we're very close to each other, and we love being able to travel and help people and meet new people and being able to grow who we are. There, I see a gnat. So if y'all see me doing this, I swear I'm not on anything. We're excited. The Nickerson Sneed House is the home of the Southern Gypsies. However, it's coming to the season where it turns into a haunt. So we are going to be picking up and traveling a lot more. And we're going to Florida. We're going to go help out them guys down there with Paranormal Kicks Cancer. And we're going to go up to Massachusetts, to Plymouth, up there with Sam, and we're going to go to Ohio to the Bel Air House, and that's going to be a seance with Kristen Lee and Reap Investigations. And I've got to give a huge shout out to Bill Reap and his team, Kristen, Paul, everybody. I love you so much. I met these guys on social media, and it's grown into so much more than that, and they're so supportive of us, and yeah, I couldn't ask for better. We love you guys a lot. And but anywho, we're going to Iowa to go see my good friend Matt Bennett, and we're going to go up to Manila Schoolhouse. It's a new haunt on the map, so if you're a team and you're interested, go on out and check out that location in Iowa, Manila, Iowa. I hope I was right on that. But we get to go check it out this upcoming event in August, at the end of August. We're excited about it. Or September or August. Did I say I'm really bad at keeping calendars? That might be why. Yeah, it's bad. I'm really bad with keeping up with calendars. And working full time, keeping up with calendars and being a single mom, it's hard. But here I am, drinking my coffee and talking to you guys. But anyway, traveling, we're going to Kentucky. We're going out to Harlan Haunt Fest. They've asked us to come out and speak and do some stuff. Can't talk about it right now. But also, we're doing Scarefest this year. We've been out there the last I've been out there the last 3 years. Well, this will make the 3rd year. We're going to be speaking as the Southern Gypsies. Last year I spoke individually, and the Connor sisters did as well. But we will be out there, and we're actually going to be setting up a booth for the first time at Scarefest. So it's going to be exciting. We always have a good time. We always dress up, and it's just, you know, we're a good time. We just like to make people laugh. We like to raise the vibrations and help people along the way if we can. So it's always a good time. Well, other than the Southern Gypsies, which is a big part of my life, and I love them girls. Shout out to the Southern Gypsies, and hashtag Southern Gypsies, and get on Facebook and like them Southern Gypsies. Other than that, like I said, I've really kind of backed away from podcasting and Vibe Radio Network. And I know I have, and a lot of people just assume that when you back away that somebody's done something wrong or you don't like somebody. You know what? That's so untrue. It's just sometimes that you have to have time for yourself and to actually ground and really have that, let me stand back and evaluate where I need to be right now. And, you know, for me, everybody, if you see me backing away from something, you know, that's most likely the case, or somebody's just pissed me the fuck off and I just cut you off on my life because that's what I do. But I'm playing. No, but seriously, it was, you know, people don't know. I don't share my life story on social media, and I don't have to. But my close friends know that what I've been going through and what's been going on in my life. And I'm trying to juggle everything. I went from being a stay-at-home mom for years and years and years to working full time. And, you know, I had all that time being a stay-at-home mom to work on Vibe Radio Network and work on my show and make all these graphics and videos, because that was a big, huge love of mine. Because back before the Southern Gypsies, the Full Moon Caravan, and the Into the Paranormal, those Black Mountain Paranormal Society, which still exists, but we ain't doing a lot with it. I done a lot of videography work, and I self-taught myself along the way, and I'm still learning, but it's been a while, so I'm rusty. So I'm like, oh God, it's very time consuming, and I'm a very busy person to begin with anyway. So yeah, it gets a little complicated sometimes. Yep. Let me just check in here. Nobody, I see 2 people watching. Come on, guys. You got to chat with me over here to the right. Come on. Chat with me. Are you not seeing it? Good God, what a face. Y'all, I'm telling you, if I could put a filter on this bitch, I would. Sorry, I'm just checking this out really quick, seeing if anybody's going to come over and talk to me. And if not, that's okay. That's cool. Anywho, yeah, taking a step back sometimes is good for you. Especially when you feel like you're overwhelmed. And at that point in my life, I felt like I was overwhelmed, and it was something that I could take away and not feel guilty about, and not feel like I was letting people down. Because if your heart is not into something, then you should really kind of step back from it and just take time for yourself and figure out if that's something that you want to continue doing. And at one point I was like, well, I don't know if I'll ever do it again, but here I am, because I do love it. Ever since that I got into podcasting, which Ryan got me into, I ended up being his co-host. I didn't know how I would like it, but I know I like to talk. But I do love it. It's something that is, I guess, another passion of mine. And helping people comes along with podcasting, because I get preachy sometimes on these podcasts, especially if I'm talking to myself, which I feel like I'm doing right now, and we get in these deep conversations about things, then yeah, that road kind of gets preachy. I just talk about spirituality and things like that. And I do have a really cool story to share with you guys. Not too long ago, we went up to Selma Mansion in Pennsylvania, which we were invited up to speak and read by Bill Reap and Reap Investigations. Haha, you see what I'm doing right there? I'm promoting. Anybody else want promoted? Come on in. Oh, I do have to promote somebody else, by the way. Haunted Attraction. It's going to be kick-ass. That's our good friends, Angie and Carter. They started up their own haunt. And I will actually share information on my Beyond the Physical radio page on Facebook, which go give that a like as well. Anywho, we went up to Selma. We went to go speak and hang out with some awesome kick-ass people. And while we were up there, I actually got the opportunity to get a past life regression reading. And for me, a long time ago, I rode the fence about reincarnation. However, now I no longer ride that fence. It's something that, with personal experience, I think that you have to really kind of dive into, and you learn on your spiritual path, whether you really believe in it or if you really put much thought into it. And for me, the way that I work is I'm very level-headed, and even though I haven't experienced something, I'll keep my mind open to it. But it will be on the bookshelf, you know what I'm saying? And I think, most of you know what can relate to that. I'm not one of those, oh, look at that face on the wall. I so believe in that face on the wall. I'm not like that. I'm like, let me debunk that shit. Well, I had started believing reincarnation years ago. I knew that, I just knew, like, I used to juggle the thought of, is it real or is it not real? And then, of course, as you grow on your spiritual path, you start to realize that this stuff is real and it makes sense. Like, you can't explain it, but it makes sense. It feels good. It feels right. So to start this story, I did meet the lady in Pennsylvania, and her name is Lorna, and she's very talented, by the way. And we hope to have her down at the Nickerson Sneed someday. But we met her there, and the girls, we all got a hotel room up there, and she come back to our hotel room to give private readings to us. And to be honest, I wasn't going to get one because I couldn't afford one. And the girls kind of pitched in and got me a reading, which was really, really cool. And it's not really a reading as much as it is taking you back. I'm going to get to how that went. I did share the live on Facebook. However, you can't hardly hear it because it was really low when she was talking to me and everything. And you couldn't really make out what I was saying, but you could tell my reactions on what was happening. And if you put earbuds in and you scroll down like forever ago, then maybe you could hear it. But it was really, really cool. And like I've talked on here before on my YouTube channel about the Akashic Records. And why am I talking about the Akashic Records is because it all ties in together with my past life regression. So let me get a sip of coffee here. So with my past life regression reading, which was cool, it's validating, guys. And validation is something we all crave. So when I visited the Akashic Records, I was shown two of my past lives. Now, this happened back in 2016, by the way. And I've actually blogged about it. I've talked about it on here on my channel. I've talked about it on podcasts because, again, like reincarnation, I just kept the thought of the Akashic Records on the shelf. I've heard about it, but I never put much thought into it. I never researched it. Something you'll learn about me or already know about me is I'm not a big researcher. I'm not a big book reader. I'm not big on history. I'm walking along and I experience it as I go. I'm a hands-on person. You know, that's how it works for me. So when I went in for the past life regression, I didn't know what to expect. I knew I would probably do good with it because ultimately what she's doing or anybody else is doing, they are actually bringing you out of your body. They're taking you through a time table or timeline throughout your current lifetime, but you're traveling within, if that makes sense. Part of the reason why I labeled this show Beyond the Physical is because I'm a big believer in things beyond the physical. And when I talk about meditation, when we talk about traveling, astral traveling, out-of-body experiences, is which what started my spiritual journey anyway, is the out-of-body experiences. People always want to yearn, well, they yearn for that physical evidence. They yearn for that physical experiences, but the truth is that we have to go within ourselves to experience beyond the physical, right? So that's what I'm getting at. And so with these past life regressions, she's taking you back through that timeline of yourself. So it's pretty cool. And so again, I didn't know what to expect. I was like, oh, I ain't gonna go under. I'm not gonna go under, and I'm not gonna do this or that. But I did. So what she has you do is you actually listen to music. She has a little music going. And it's the same thing I do during my healing sessions because it helps to calm the mind, right? And calm your body and relax you. And so I'm sitting there in the chair and she tells me to just imagine that I'm looking at a TV and it's counting down from 100. So I start counting down from 100. And she's just got her hand on your shoulder. She's talking to you at a certain tone. And it's just one of those tones that just puts you in a really relaxed state. And some people get off on that, by the way. But anyway, so I started counting down. I was like, I'm doing good. I'm not going to give in. I'm not going to give in. Because it's just your reaction, right? It's past life regression. If you've never had it done, then you're like, oh, whatever. So I'm counting down. It starts getting like this right here. And then I start sounding like this. And then I'm down. And then I don't remember shit. I don't remember anything. And it's weird. Until I watch the video. And then it almost comes back to you like a dream. So what's really cool about it is, when I visited the Akashic Records and I was shown to in my past lives, the most recent one I was shown was like to me, I'm another thing. I'm not a geographer. I'm not geographically inclined at all. Also, I can't speak, obviously. But no. So my latest past life I was shown was in the 1960s, I believe, and it was a British lady, or what I thought was British. I don't know the difference. Sorry, guys. But and then I was shown a Native American lady, which made sense to me because I'm very, very Native American drawn. I always have been. Like, I'm really drawn to the flute music. I'm drawn to the spirituality of it. And that's what you see a lot from me. Most people think that I'm pagan, that I'm Wiccan. The truth is, I'm just spiritual. I'm not a religious person, and I take in what feels right to me. So if it's a pagan thing and I'm using it, then yeah, that's just part of my spirituality. That's who I am. So yeah, that's who I am. But what is cool about this is, when I went back through my regression and I got to listen, that's the reason we recorded it. I wasn't going to share it because I was like, I'm just going to keep it to myself because I don't know what's going to happen. But it was so intense, and it was such a, I don't know, it was a really cool experience that I wanted to share it on Facebook, even if nobody could hear it. You could see my reactions and know that, you know, something's going on here. So anywho, I go under, and she tells you to imagine, she said, there's a calendar on the wall, and I want you to turn that calendar back. She tells you what date it is so you can grasp what date it is. And then she tells you to turn the calendar. And then whenever the calendar stops, when you stop at that calendar, you just raise up your index finger because, again, you're under hypnosis. So I stopped at 1960s, and it was a lady who, British, was she British, or she was, oh, I don't know. See, this is how it is. I'm like, I went through this stuff and I was saying it, and I'm like, what the fuck? But apparently that was a woman who was she was a reporter, and she was a writer, and she loved to hang out at the library because there was a cute guy there that she liked, but she was too shy to ever address. And apparently I giggled, and I did because I saw the video, and I was like, what the fuck, Holly? What are you doing right now? And I was giggling like a little schoolgirl. It was weird as shit. I knew my name, and I knew, like, I don't know what other things I knew, but see what I'm saying? Like, I can remember some things from the video. It's like, oh, you know, I don't remember a lot of my childhood either, by the way, so FML. Until you look at a picture, right? And it just starts bringing back memories for you. You're like, oh, I think I remember this. So she goes further back, and from there, I think it stopped at the 1800s. And this is where it gets intense for me. I always knew that there was something Native American about me. And of course, everybody's got some Native American in them, mostly. And I probably do somewhere down the line. Wait, but I'm really white. Really white, guys. Really white. But I knew that even though I don't have that, like, embedded, like, you know, my grandmother's not Native American, my grandfather's not Native American, it's not that close to me. I felt like, you know, my spiritual self was a very Native American drawn. So, and it was pretty cool because it was a Native American lady, and she tells you while you're in hypnosis, you know, to look around. What do you see? What's your name? And I couldn't tell her my name. And that happens because, you know, like, if I know, it does. But she had me to look around and see what I was wearing. I told her what I was wearing. And then I start to cry. And that's when it started getting intense. I started crying because apparently someone was gone. And because I was crying so much, she went ahead and she didn't bring me back out of hypnosis, but she told me to go turn that calendar. So the calendar went on back, and apparently I was in King Henry days or something. I don't know. I didn't pay much mind to it because I was whatever. In the video, I'm like, I just want to know the Native American stuff. Just tell me. So I told her a lot of details, which were backed up by Rhonda and them. They actually researched for me. Again, I'm not a researcher. Apparently, I was royalty at one time, which is pretty cool. But before then, she got a lot of details out of that session too, by the way. But we go on back, and I don't know the date. It's that far back. And I was Native American again. And I was sobbing. I was crying hysterically. And I do remember this. I remember looking around, and everyone was dead. And she had asked me, she said, well, where did they go? She said, look around, where's all the people? And I said, well, they're gone. And I was crying, like tears were coming in my eyes. And she said, where did they go? I said, they killed them all. They killed them all. And it was so intense, she brought me completely out of the hypnosis. And when I come to, I had tears rolling down my face. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Why am I crying? Oh, what happened? Okay. Anyway, I had a blackout for a moment. I don't know what happened. So it was pretty cool. And it's pretty cool because it makes sense to me. However, at first I thought maybe the same lifetime had played over for some reason, because I needed to face something in my past lives, which I know I do, because it's all about in each one of these lives, there was something underlying there that made sense to me afterwards. But I was like, man, was I Native American twice, or was I Native American once? And it just kept coming back in, like, I need to face this. But I don't know, honestly. I think maybe that I was Native American twice. And I mean, it makes sense, but who knows? I mean, it was a really cool experience. As someone who has out-of-body experiences, and someone who experiences different things, it was, I'd advise anybody to go out there and find you somebody good and legit, and have you a past life regression, because it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Rhonda had one that day too, and Rhonda had one before by someone locally here, and her information actually coincided with the information that the other lady, they don't know each other, by the way, these two hypnotists don't know each other. So it was really cool. And it's really cool to watch other people be under, because I'm like, damn, they do. Like, you take on different features, like your demeanor changes and everything. Misty actually had it done, and she was like a rich bitch, and her demeanor changed. I mean, it was crazy, but a good kind of crazy. And it was a good experience and a life lesson. I think I needed that for my spiritual self too. It was really, really cool. So besides that, there's something else that goes along with that. So anybody up north probably knows Frank, which is Dr. Spectra. He does healing as well. And he actually, because we was out hanging out at the hotel parking lot, and he's like, Holly, why you got that on your shoulder? And I'm like, I start looking, and because that's your reaction as a human, right? You look over, you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Was like this spider or something? He's like, no, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, So anyway, he done some work on me where I was holding, I guess, some negative energy that I knew what was going on, but some of it I didn't know what was going on. So he's like, there's something deep going on, and I feel like it may be generational. And it was, and it made sense to me, because I held this emotions from all these past lives, and it was the same reoccurring fear of losing someone, right? So it made sense, and it happened right before the healing session. It was actually the day of the not the healing session. The healing session took place the day of the past life regression, and the past life regression happened that night following up the healing session, if that makes sense. So yeah, it was really, really cool. And I had to share that with you guys, because I was going to blog it, which I probably still am. That's another thing I'm going to get back to, is my blogging that I do on my website. I haven't been doing a lot of healing sessions other than what we do at our events at the Nickerson's Need House when we're traveling away. And I think more people away from home just think, they just like to hang out with us and talk to us. And if they actually got us to our serious side, which we do have, we have an upcoming gallery reading August the 4th at the Nickerson Sneed House. They see the serious side of us, and it's like with these, you see the serious side of me and how passionate I am about the paranormal and metaphysical. And there's a lot of things that I want to cover now that I'm back up and on air. And my show is going to air Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And I think it's going to be great. I don't know who my first guest is going to be. But you know what? It was a spur of the moment. I was like, fuck it. I'm doing my show again. Actually, I've been thinking about it for a while, but I actually made the announcement today. I made the final decision today that I wanted to do this. And yeah, so you get to see this mug every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Let me get over to Facebook really quick, guys. I hate dead air. I actually talk on the phone for a living. So I hate dead air. Okay. Anywho, let me check my Hangouts too. Am I still live? Hold on a minute. Hold on. I'm going to sit here and stare at the screen very intently. Can anybody hear me right now? Please let me know if you can hear me. That'd be very helpful. Oh, there I am. Hey. Okay, we're still here. I just made it awkward for everybody out there. See, I'm rusty on this. This is why I wanted to do this tonight, so I could just get all the everything out of the way. Like, I'm here. Like, guys, I'm over in chat if you want to talk to me. Q&A, baby, Q&A. Let's do this. Oh, I do got to give another shout out, though. So 2 weekends ago, we had Greg Knapp from American Ghost Hunters show come down to the Nickerson Sneed House, and he went live. And he does that with Daryl Marston, and it was kick-ass. We actually, I don't know how many views we got now, but I know it was up to 12,000 views on the live. It was something actually new. We went live for the seance and for table tipping. And then we did some deprivation after that, but it wasn't live. But it was actually the first time that we've let outsiders see what we do at our seances. So it was really cool. And we appreciate Greg for coming down. And, of course, the American Ghost Hunter show. Them guys are awesome. I've been on the show, and that's how I met Greg. Yeah. I actually have a free weekend. This doesn't happen very often. Last weekend, we were at the Nickerson. Was we? Was that last weekend? Holy shit. Okay, that was last weekend. See, I can't keep my days together. That was last weekend. And this weekend coming, we've got WivaCon, which is a Comic-Con in Withfield, Virginia. So we're going to do that, dress up, and do readings and all that stuff. And I'm not really good with the calendar, but I know we got a lot of other stuff coming up. It's so bad. Then my boys are about to start school back, so it's always fun. All right, so I've got 2 viewers in here. I'm about to get my phone up and go Facebook Live as well. So we're going to multitask. I know there's a way to do that. Are there a simpler way to do this? Somebody's got to teach me. I feel like I've been out of the game for so long, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. It's like that. Saying I'll have glasses and I'll be like, how do you do this? I don't know how we're going to do this, but we're going to do it. There we go. All right, so now we're YouTube live and we're Facebook live. All right, guys, so if you are looking at my Facebook right now on my live, I want you guys to go over to the YouTube link that I shared on my page earlier, and I want you to come and chat with me because I'm desperate. This is Q&A show, so this is how we roll. So for my 2 viewers on YouTube, I heart you. I heart you a lot. But anyway, yeah, tonight's all about letting loose, getting the nerves out of the way. I don't really have nerves about it, I guess. I used to have to pee like 500 times before a show, and it was crazy. But you're going to see me looking down at my phone, or you're going to see me looking up here. It's going to be great. So, yeah, for anybody tuning in, come and chat with me. I'm on YouTube. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on Facebook. So I shared a link on my Facebook earlier. Hey, Paul. Listen, I shared a link on my Facebook earlier. You guys come on over to YouTube and watch my video. And this is funny. I'm watching myself swap nats. But anyway, I'm live, and you can come and watch. I'm doing Q&A, talking about Beyond the Physical Radio that I'm starting back on Wednesday. So I'm going to be looking for guests, and we're going to be talking about things. So it's all about questions, and I've actually been talking about some cool stuff. Hi, Tina. How are you? I love you, and I miss you. And this is probably awkward for these YouTubers here. All right. So anyway, guys, yeah. I just got through talking about Selma Mansion in Pennsylvania, which we had a really good time. I was talking about our past life regression readings that we had while we were up there, which was amazing. Some of the things that you're going to be hearing on Beyond the Physical Radio is not my dog scratching on the door in the background. Yeah, she's a Chihuahua, and it's raining, and she's a bitch, but she's a little teacup Chihuahua. But anywho, some of the things that I'm going to be covering on Beyond the Physical, a lot of spirituality things, cryptids, UFOs, you name it, I got it. I'm going to do it. Reincarnation. I just want to, after years of doing podcasting, hey, Audrey, after years of doing podcasting and doing the same, and it being so repetitive, it gets old sometimes, you don't want to do the same shit over and over. You don't want to ask people the same damn questions because everybody's doing the same damn thing. It's the paranormal, So, let's play it up a little bit. Let's ask some different questions. Let's see some different kinds of interactions out there. And that's what I love about doing this, is being able to, hey, Chris, being able to talk to people, get ideas, share ideas without stealing ideas, by the way, and just being able to put our theories together. And of course, for me, being able to help heal people, be able to talk to them, give them readings through this thing. I do it all the time. And it's amazing. Some of the people that I've talked to in the past, I've had Elizabeth Saint on before. I've had Brian Keno. Of course, my favorite, Christopher Sutton. He comes on for me all the time, and I get him to tell his stories. He's a shaman, and I love his Native American shaman stories, which he's really good at. And I don't know. There's just a lot of people that I've had on my shows in the past that are very great guests. I'd love to have them back on with me. Maybe even co-hosting, guest co-hosts. I'm going to have them going on with me. And, it's a free-for-all, covering subjects. I want to cover different aspects of different things in the paranormal, the spiritual field, maybe outside of that, maybe the health field too. Hell, who knows? But again, if you guys are tuning in on my Facebook, if you're watching, I'm on YouTube. I shared the link on my Facebook timeline, so you guys can come in and chat with me on YouTube. I'm on Google Hangouts. This is how I'm going to be doing my show every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Beyond the Physical. So any questions, you guys feel free to ask. I'll answer them. If you want to come on Google Hangouts with me, I'll send you an invite. You can come on with me and we'll have a chat. I'm very open to questions, and I love being able to help people out, educate people. And if I don't know something, I'll tell you I don't fucking know it. I want to get a drink of coffee while everybody thinks of a question, while them crickets are going in the background. Oh, yeah, I gotta check out my cup here. That's my cup. Is it backwards? I don't think it's backwards on here, though. Oh, kind of cute. Whoopsie. Didn't need that. Anyway, doing a Q&A, guys, for you guys that's just tuning in to my Facebook. This is for Beyond the Physical Radio that I'm starting back up after a year of being off air with Vibe Radio Network. I am live on YouTube right now, so I'm sorry, guys, for you guys that's been watching this whole time, and I keep repeating myself. But you can come on over and you can chat with me. You can ask questions. The YouTube video is dark and freezes some. Son of a bitch. Why is it doing that? Does anybody else have any issues on the YouTube video? Can somebody get over there and let me know? Because this is going to suck whenever I go live for my show. Somebody tell me what's going on. Do I deal with demonology? That's a good question, Buffy. Demonology is a religion thing, and I don't really go into religion. How can I explain it? I believe in negative and positive energy. So you've got, I know how I explain this. I explain this to people all the time, but I want to explain it in a way that's going to make sense. Demonology to me is crossing over into religion, in which we give things power. We give things names by putting it out there, right? And to me, it's negative energy. So when I deal with things like that, it's negative. And hey, Brandon, how are you? Nice pictures today. Sorry, there's my ADD. I'm trying to answer everybody's questions. But anyway, so with demonology, it is a different monster in itself. I deal with negative and positive, if that makes sense. So negative being things that put off negative energy, things that can put the form of something that you want to put thought forms into. So with demons, it is religious. It is something that goes back to religion. And I know not everybody's going to agree with that, but I don't agree with a lot of other people. So that's cool. But that's the awesome thing about being who we are. Hey, Shawnery! I got somebody in my chat, y'all. No, but the way that I explain it is because I deal with things like that. I actually help people out with attachments and things like that. I understand that it's all about your religion and what you believe in, but putting thoughts into it's like manifestation of what you want something to be. You're feeding into that negative energy, if that makes sense. So if we were to switch that energy over to something more positive, then we would find that things like that wouldn't be such a huge occurrence in the paranormal field. Or you know what? It's weird because here where I live, in our area, you hear the word demonic. You hear it a lot, but people truly don't know what it means. And you go up north, and I've been up north. I love my northerners, by the way, but you hear it a lot. You hear exorcisms a lot. And it falls back to people's religions. I understand that. But then there's also the spiritual side of it. And what people don't realize is that religion is religion. This is religion. This is spirituality. They're two different things. They're not the same. Religion is what we choose to believe. That's our personal beliefs. Spirituality is our spiritual growth. This is how we grow. So, hey, Julie, how are you, baby? But yeah, demonology is really not my thing. I don't put thoughts into that. Although I deal with stuff like that. Does that make sense? It's negative energy, which, to be honest, because people who don't understand this field, they will go straight to that demon or demonology or things like that. people who are in this field and they understand it will tell you, just like I'm telling you, it doesn't occur very often that you come across these very negative energies, which people tend to call demons or whatever they want to name them. I choose not to give them any thought, form, or energy, because again, you're giving things energy, right? Or feeding that energy. We're giving it a name. If you give something a name, guess what? It's like goddamn Dobby, you know? Master, you know? That's the way that I see it, though, personally. But things like that, I'm not being cocky, I'm not being egotistic, but negative energies tend to stay away from me because I'm a healer, I'm a light worker, so they don't like me very much. So they run. And that's the truth of it. Anybody got any other questions for me? I am an open book tonight. Q&As, baby. Again, this is for Beyond the Physical Radio. I want you guys to get used to come over to YouTube, because I won't go live on Facebook every time. Even though this is what you guys are used to from me, is going live on Facebook, but I'm getting back to my Beyond the Physical Radio, and I actually do it through Google Hangouts on YouTube, and you guys can actually come in and chat with me that way. So yeah, if you got a question for me, shoot it for me in Facebook, or you can ask me here where you're watching on YouTube. And, you know, I want to hit something on that question earlier about what my thoughts on demonology was, because, you know, I do have some really good friends that are demonologists. And I say that like that because I don't mean that as like, oh, demonologist. I just say that because it's something that is not an area for me. So if you was to tell me it was Christianity, I'd be like, well, you know, that's their thing. That's not my thing, or whatever. But, you know, it's a whole different kind of genre of things that I do not go. I just don't. To me, it's a personal preference for me, because I am, again, an energy person. I see negative energy and I see positive energy. And I know that negative energy, I get rid of. Positive energy, you know, that's who I am. And, you know, before it used to be kind of a fear or something. Oh, great answer. It's so rare, less than 5%. Oh, okay. So I just want to read this back to you. So Tina said, great answer. It's so rare, less than 5%. They don't like people like us. I'm coming to YouTube on Wednesday. Thank you, Tina. And yes, it's very true. It's very, very true. And I hate when people are like, oh, I've been doing exorcism all day, or like last week I had an exorcism. And, you know, I was talking to my really good friend, Joe, over in California in Salem. We had this conversation because he works with James Long. And we had this whole conversation about what our thoughts were on demonic entities, or whatever you want to call them, negative energies. So we had this whole conversation about, you know, our beliefs, our views, and we were so on the same page. And that's why I love him so much. It's because he's a straight shooter. He's not a bullshitter. And Tina in chat right there, she's not a bullshitter either. That's why I love that lady. She just don't know I'm marrying her. Well, she does know I'm marrying her husband, but but anyway, so yeah, it's a conversation and a thing on its own. I've heard people say that you're marked. I'm like, God, how deep in the rabbit hole can we go on this shit about being marked, that you're going to be possessed, that you're marked, that a demon's going to come after you? You know, it's crazy. I don't know. Some people don't have a grasp on things, and they read a lot of things. There's nothing wrong with reading things as long as you're reading shit that makes sense and don't make you look like a dumbass. Because this is the thing. Again, see, this is why I'm going to get preachy. That's why I don't follow religion. It's like following someone else's beliefs. Why not follow your own beliefs? Something that feels right to you. So that's why people don't argue with me a lot, but I explain myself a lot. And I'll just like explain to them, hey, this is who I am, because they're like, oh, are you a Satanist, or do you wear the pentagram? And I'm like, well, yeah, I do wear the pentagram, and this is what it means, because people are not educated, and that's the big thing. People are not educated, and they are so naive that they'll take any answer that they get and they'll run with it. And sadly, that falls back to the paranormal. Things that I've seen in the paranormal in the past is people would ask for help. These paranormal groups would come in there and they wouldn't know what to do. They were doing. They didn't know what to say to these people. They would scare them sometimes more than they would help them, or they would just leave them hanging. When you're dealing with things that you don't know about, don't fuck with it, right? Exactly. Because, I mean, it's like Tina. I mean, I've worked with Tina a little bit. Me and hers just for a little bit that we've known each other. It's funny how we all linked up together that day. People who are more psychically open and are on the healing side of things, we get very motherly. So if something happens in a situation where someone's attacked psychically, which does happen, by the way, then you'll see us jump out. I mean, it was crazy. We were like one fine, well machine. We were running. Oh, thank you, Philip. I do get preachy. I can't help it. I get really passionate. I'm a very passionate person about what I do. And sometimes I don't talk about it for a long time, and then all of a sudden I forget how much I love it and how much I love to talk to people. And sometimes I forget my own experiences and I keep them to myself. And I forget that other people need to hear it too, because you know what? I was at one point in my life, I was going through things that I couldn't explain, and I didn't know what was going on. And, I had to find my path. And it's cool because if you can listen to someone and you can learn from someone, then it makes perfect sense. Yeah, Philip, I'm from the South. I'm from Virginia. I'm from Southwest Virginia. So if you can listen to someone and you can learn something to gain knowledge on your spiritual path and help you grow, then that means more than anything. And me, it took me a long damn time because I had nobody. Spirit always gives us information. Spirit always leads us. And Spirit's always giving us a teacher. They're always making us a student. We're always that, though. Always. I don't care how old you get. You're still going to be a student. You're still going to be a teacher. No one knows it all. Cool, Philip. Well, it's nice to meet you from Mississippi. I actually have a friend in Mississippi. Anyway, I'm doing a Q&A, guys. If y'all got a question about the paranormal, spirituality, about me, shoot it. As long as it ain't too freaky. But anyway, I wanted to get back on that subject. It's sad to see people go through and get misinformation and be led down a path that they don't need to be led down, because ultimately you are the person who is in control of your spirituality. You're the person that controls everything about who you become, and allowing someone to teach you, or allowing someone to tell you that something that you're doing is not right, which I've had happen before. People has asked me to get my Reiki certification. And I have good friends that are Reiki certified. There's people all over my Facebook who's Reiki certified, and that's awesome because that's their path. It's not mine. So for me, I'm a natural healer. I'm an intuitive healer. I just go with what I feel, and I don't know where it comes from. I don't know how when I first ever removed an attachment from someone, I had no clue what I was doing. And I just knew that it felt right, and I knew I was doing it right. I just knew, and I have a hard time learning from other people too. I'm a very hands-on person. Reiki is a whole different, it's energy work, but it's more of a book learning. Like, this is your signs, this is your this, and I don't do that. I'm like, here we go. Let me put my hands on you. Not on you. I do put my hands on you sometimes. Only when it's physical ailments that I put my hands on you. And some of you over there on my Facebook know all about this. I've always wanted to know how to control your gift. GPS, grounding, protection, and shielding. Learn how to control your gifts by knowing your gifts. Always know that you start from here. You always have to have a grounder. Our grounder is grounding, protecting, and shielding ourselves. You don't go blindly or openly into a location or wanting to learn this and open yourself up and know, what the fuck am I doing? Because you know how many people I've seen that are under spiritual attack, they say, are on spiritual attack. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but it's only because either one, you've not been taught how to properly ground, protect, and shield yourself. You're not doing what you need to do. I mean, that's number one. I mean, that's number one. You should have to bring down a shield to even read anyone. No one should be walking around just openly open, because you're a sitting duck for activity. You're a sitting duck for psychic vampires. You know what happens? It sounds way out there, but it happens. Meditation. After that, and this is your spiritual toolbox. This is what I tell everybody. Sorry, I get real handsy. I can't contain myself. But it's grounding, protecting, and shielding. Grounding is rooting. Grounding is putting your roots in the ground and pushing the energy down and letting Mother Earth have it. Grounding for some people is different, and that's cool because we all have our grounding, protecting, and shielding methods differently. Protection, of course, it goes with your religion or your belief system, whatever you believe in, because that's what we put the intent behind. Again, intent behind something can be very powerful, even if it is positive or negative, right? So if we put negative intent towards something, like we was talking about earlier, the demonology, demonics, then guess what happens? We feed it, right? Okay, so when we talk about positive, we're putting a positive intent behind something, just like I would do with my crystals or like I would do with my smudge sprays. That's what I do with those. And it's all about the intent for the sorry, I was reading something. I got way off track. So it's all about the intent and what your belief system is. Shielding is all about pushing out your psychic shield. And some people push that out from their heart chakra, which is located here, or they do it from their solar plexus. I like to see people doing it from their solar plexus. Their solar plexus can be very powerful when you're pushing out the shield. It's easy as imagine a white light all around you. And once you know how to do that and practice that, guess what? You'll have to take that shield down to read people, and that's how it should be. Again, because nobody should be walking around like sitting ducks that way. It's not right. It's not healthy for anybody. And for the people that don't know, I'm not yelling at you for that, because please don't get offended, because I am helping some people right now that have no clue, but they're getting bombarded by spirits. And I'll cover that too if you guys want to talk about it. I actually got some messages from Philip over here on YouTube. Me and 3 friends hooked a heat sensor to a TV, and random heat would pass through me. My friends told me to walk across the room and it would go away and come back around me randomly. I told these dudes my body was protected by demons. They didn't believe my demonic ass. Okay, Philip. That was great. Hey, Joe, I see you. I was talking about you earlier. But yeah, I'm very passionate about it. And for people who are growing their abilities, you need to figure out, this is the way it is. People think that they are set to one psychic ability. We're spiritual beings who are meant to learn and grow. So we are not set to one ability. We might master one, but guess what? We're still growing. Because when I first started awakening, I was clairaudient. I could hear people. I could hear things. And then, the psychic part was there. The hearing part was big. And then my out-of-body experiences, them were extreme. That's how I started out. And it was crazy. If anybody's ever heard my stories, which I hate repeating them because I know I've told all kinds of people, but anyway, it was a whole different conversation in its own. And it made me who I am today. And it made me as open as I am today. Joe, shield up all the time. 2 of them, one around me and golden mesh around my heart. There you go, Joe. You know all about it, buddy. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Somebody asked me to touch on the subject of demonology, which I might have you come on my show. Look at there. Which is going to be airing every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. on Beyond the Physical Radio. I'm over on YouTube right now, guys, if you want to come over and join me and chat. And I've got Philip and Shawnery. I love you, Shawnery, over on YouTube. So I shared that link earlier on my timeline. Something I want to touch base on because I get really sidetracked. It's the ADD. So something that I wanted to touch back on is people who are trying to understand their abilities. We're not set to one psychic ability. Again, when I started actually growing psychically, it threw me because I was like, okay, well, this is who I am. And somebody told me, someone come along in my life and said, Holly, you're a healer. That's who you are. That's why your hands are heating up. You're not a hot hands Holly porn star. I was like, damn, no. I thought I was a ghost radar. I thought I was the person who goes in and my hands heat up and I can tell you there's a spirit here, which is cool. I can do that, but that's not what it's meant for. But yeah, I'm a healer and I do psychic and mediumship work, and healing is my main thing because that's who I am. It's not, healing's always going to be there and it's going to be always what I do. And, but there's so much more to it than just that. I don't have my out-of-body experiences as much as I used to. Why? Because that is just a part of who I needed to be. So think of it this way. If you are on your journey, if you're on your spiritual path and you're having these experiences and you think that you are just going to be clairaudient all your life or clairvoyant all your life, you're not set to just that. Remember that. That's something to remember. Think of it as going through school, learning, and you're getting better at it, and you grow, and you're like, you look back and you think, well, I just thought I was stuck on that first level. Think of it that way. We're not meant to just stay settled, if that makes sense. And I learned that again the hard way. The hard knock life spirituality. But you know what? It's made me who I am. It's made me get to learn things and see things from a very, very different point of view. If your hands heat up when they sense the paranormal, then you can go around me when your hands would melt off. Well, either maybe. They never mess with me, but bring bad to those around me. I don't know if it's what I've done. I've been told. It's what I've been told. So again, with the demonic things, with the negative things, and this is where it's going to get real, and some people it's not going to like what I'm going to say, but it's the truth. Negativity attracts negativity, and that doesn't mean because we put power, again, we're putting power into things. I'm going to throw out some situations that I've had and dealt with people. I don't know how many people come to me and they're drug addicts and they can't figure out why they're having these experiences. And I look at them like, they won't tell me right off that they have an addiction. And I'm not making fun of anybody with an addiction, but I'm just going to tell you how it is. You think physically and emotionally that you're affecting people around you. Well, guess what? Spiritually, you're affecting yourself as well, because usually this is what these negative entities kind of feed on. And it keeps you down and it don't want you to grow because it starts to oppress, and, it goes down the shitter from there. Not only drug addicts, but it's emotional things, depression, which I get everybody, we're humans, we have that part of us. We have that longing for, I don't belong here. I'm more than this, kind of deal. There's all kinds of different things that can bring negativity around you and negative entities around you. But mostly that being just a negative environment. And I've seen situations where people were hoarders in their house and they couldn't figure out why, this negative. It wasn't so much like there's different levels of negativity. But, if you got someone who is has any inclement of being open to the paranormal, they can bring things into their home. Having a happy home it really is a saying. That brings in negativity too. So yeah, I try to stay on the positive note of everything. No, Philip, I don't care about hurting your feelings. I don't care about hurting anybody's feelings. I just like to let people know that I'm not personally trying to attack anybody, because I've dealt with it personally. I've helped people try to overcome that that grasp that negativity had over them, because they do have addiction issues, and people don't realize how it affects you spiritually as well, and it can keep you down. So yeah, it's all about healing and getting over that. Joe says you're exactly right. Negativity brings negativity. Yeah, it does. Absolutely. See, I mean, everybody wants to overthink it and think, oh, well, you're doing sigils and you're blah, blah, blah. But the truth of it is negativity attracts negativity. Whenever, I know a lot of people like me, and Joe's the same way. And it's so funny that, and Lee from down in Florida, we've had this conversation before. It's almost like when we walk into a location and people's telling us all about this negativity, we walk up in there and, everything's gone because they don't want to be around us, because I don't mess with stuff like that. I really get very protective over people around me. I get very protective of myself. And it doesn't scare me, but it's more of I'm going to stand my ground because I know what you are. Oh, thanks. Oh, thank you, Brandon. It's okay. You're cool. Thank you for watching. Oh, that's so sweet. Heart you. My problem is I'm self-centered, just being honest. Philip, being self-centered. I mean, welcome to the paranormal, buddy. I don't know who you are, but that's most people in the paranormal. In the metaphysical field, too. To be honest, I mean, most of you know this. Very self-centered people. That's something that I'm not, and I can't relate to, because I can't be, because I'm a mom of 3, and, I give, and I don't know, I'm a different kind of person, I guess. I don't see myself differently than anybody else. I just think that, everybody has a little knowledge to give somebody, and everybody has a message for someone, if that makes sense. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. So, has anybody got any questions? Shoot them. I got a little message here, and I'll say who this is. Oh, I don't know. Hey. Oh, where'd he go? Sorry, guys, I'm messing with my YouTube. Resume. I'm back. I was messing with this. Anyway, I love having this chat about negativity, but let's hit some positivity a little bit. Let's talk about the law of attraction. I'm not going to mention any names, but I do want to talk about this because it pisses me off. Not to the point of it pisses me off, like, oh God, negativity pisses me off. It just frustrates me because people fall victim to their own lives. People think that just because we come across something that doesn't go our way in life, that we have to feed into it, that we have to do, oh, poor me. Like, why does this keep happening to me? It keeps happening to you because it's the law of attraction. The law of attraction is what we put out in the universe that comes back to us. That is going to happen the day after and the day after, because guess what? We're putting it out in the universe. And it's a real thing. Not shit. Try it. Pay attention. Stop sleepwalking, because most of us are. The law of attraction was first publicly known, really highly publicly known. Hi, Kelly. I love you, baby. ADD. Very publicly known on Oprah. And some people don't like Oprah, and I get it, but I do like her. I like her spirituality side of herself, and I like her Soulful Sundays. It's very cool because she has guests on there that nobody else has on public TV, and we need more of that. We need more of that more than we need these people preaching about hate. We need more of that than we need the news, which is a crock of shit. So, anywho, I totally forgot what I was talking about. Somebody help me. What was I talking about? Did I mention I have ADD a little bit? Just a little bit. Somebody help me. I forgot what I was talking about. I swear to God. Something. Oh, positivity, law of attraction. Woo! I'm back, baby. I'm back. The law of attraction. God, there is a bug here and I keep swatting at it. Anyway, the law of attraction. I'm back on track with that. So Oprah, yeah, blah, 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 blah. I talked about that. But no, seriously, if we put more positivity in, we get more positivity back. If I fell victim to my life and the things that's happened into my life, guess what? Then I'm going to have a shitty life for the rest of it because I just said it. I put it out there. I'm not living life like I should be living in the positive. People think that the most materialistic things are what life's about. Sex, money. I mean, I like money too, but damn, I've never had it. You know, it's not what controls me. It's not what makes me happy. You know, because how many times have we said this or have our parents said this? Yeah, honey, they might have money, but I assure you they're probably not happy behind closed doors. And how true is that? It's very true. Because when it all boils down to it, we don't take anything with us when we're gone, but our experiences in life and when we carry over to our next life, because that's what it's all about. It's about the connections. It's about the life-changing things in our life. We go to work every day. I work Monday through Friday. Yeah, Justin, I'm back. We work, you know, we think it's work. We got to sleep, eat, pay bills. We can't do this. We can't do that. But what if we stopped and said, you know, we're not going to sleepwalk anymore. We're going to pay attention to what's around us. We're going to pay attention to the people around us. We're going to actually live and I'm going to be more positive every day. I actually have I have a vision board, and the vision board is all set up for you to put things that you want in your life, and you look at it every day. I actually need to make one for work. This is something I'd love to do, and I've been talking about it for years, about getting a bunch of people together and let's just do vision boards and talking about the law of attraction, because the law of attraction is awesome. It's something that I've talked about for years, and I try to go by it as much as possible. Trust me, I'm not saying that I don't have like experiences that bring me down in my life or I have money or any of that. I don't, obviously. But most of you know I'm a happy-go-lucky person and I love everybody and I never meet a stranger. And I'd rather be that way, and I'd rather give to people, and I'd rather understand people. I'd rather stop by the road and look at a damn tree and think, God, I just want to hug the fucking tree. Because I've done that, and I do that because people look at you like you're crazy, or like, you know, I'm such a look at a moon kind of person, because things like that make me happy. Talking to you guys makes me happy. Knowing that I'm helping someone or answering a question that people have, or even bonding with somebody, that makes me happy. So yeah, the law of attraction, folks, you need to do it. Philip said, I agree, people fail to come up with new formula when the last fails. Yeah, absolutely. Justin says sex and money is great, but it's what you are in life. As a person you are, Holly. Oh, that's so sweet. Y'all are awesome, and I love you guys. I try to be positive all the time. I really do. I do have times in my life where I'm down on myself, but we all do. And I get out of that very quickly, because if we stay down on ourselves, then we just going to get deeper into that funk. And that's where depression comes from, too. We fall victim to ourselves, and we shouldn't ever do that. And, yeah, I get it. It's easier said than done. But once you get out of that and you realize and you look around and see things a lot clearer, then you know. Sometimes, and a lot of times, physical activity will help that. That sounds like sex, but I mean, it might help you a little bit. But then after, you're going to be like, nah, not really. So it wasn't that satisfying. I'm playing. But, but, you know, just exercising, getting out to take a walk. I just went on my first hike of the year with my boys. I'm going to tell you a funny story, guys. It was hilarious, because you guys on YouTube that are not on my Facebook. Yeah, it was quite funny. So I'm a nature person. I love hiking. I love to get out there and just connect to nature. And we went to Bad Branch Falls, which is right down below my house. It's an awesome location to go to. It's actually, I don't know, I just love it. I love that and going up on High Knob here in Virginia. But I felt so together after that. And I just felt like, you know, when you go out in nature or the ocean, wherever your happy place is, it's a place where you can let go of anything that's going on in your life at the time. If, you know, something's weighing you down, or you just need to be rejuvenated, you need to let go of energy. That's a place to do it. And mine's the woods out in the middle of the moss and the trees, where it looks like, I don't know, just magical to me. The funny story is I took off running because I was like, look, boys, mommy's going to jog on the trail. So my fat ass goes running, and I trip because there's rocks and roots everywhere. And I trip, and I tried my best to catch myself because I'm a very proud person. I don't want to be that fat girl falling. But I wish I would have had a camera, because it would have been on YouTube's failed army. Pretty sure. But the great thing about it is that I landed face first into the bottom of a tree where I hugged it, and my face and my boobs went into the moss. And I've got a sore boob, a sore knee, and everything's sore from hiking because it was the first hike of the year. And again, that's positive things, little things that we can do in our life to kind of make our vibes go higher, make us feel good, and make us have that. Anyway, my Facebook over here doing weird things. So anyway, it's things like that that's positive in our life that we can make it better. Just getting out to take a walk or doing some physical activity, it really actually helps your spiritual self and your emotional self. And meditation or nice long lavender baths with sandalwood and flute music. Anyway, I'm about to wrap this live up, and I thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. Wednesday night, I will be here at 9 p.m. Eastern Time live. I may have a guest. I may not. I probably will, but I'm not going to tell you right now because I have no clue. But I'm so happy to be back. This is what I like to do, and I enjoy it very, very much. And I hope to cover some topics that you guys want to hear. And if there's certain topics that you do want to hear, please let me know. And just let me know what kind of topics that you guys want to hear about. And we'll try to cover them. Wish we got all the time in the world because I ain't going anywhere. But anyway, again, for you guys, I went off air for a second. I don't know what happened, but I'm actually wrapping the show up because it's been over an hour now on YouTube. You guys can check out the other part of the show that you missed. I talked about my past life regression. I hope to see you guys in chat every week because I think it's very healing for people to sit and get to connect with other people on a level that other, muggles don't understand. And even if you're a muggle, this might be a way to kind of open you up. Like, we'll smack you awake, like spiritually awake. But anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and thank you so much for tuning in. Go over to Vibe Radio Network. We are located on Facebook. There's other shows airing all through the week. There are great hosts there. Go over to Beyond the Physical Radio and give me a like. I'll be updating the page weekly. And if you are on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. I am under Dragon Angel 84, I believe. Yeah, that goes way back. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me or whatever you like. Message on the YouTube videos. If you have any questions, comment below and hit the subscribe button. I've been waiting to say that forever. My boys are YouTubers, and they just can't get over the fact that Mommy has so many followers. But I don't even know what they're talking about. But anyway, love you guys. Peace out, and thank you guys so much for supporting me. I'm going bye-bye now.